Hello, potential branch managers. It's Todd Scrima, and I'm CEO of Summit Funding. Thanks for taking a few minutes to watch this recording. This is a little bit longer video than I usually do, but I think sometimes you're in the point where you're thinking of changing companies and you just want more context around what is that company about? What do they really do? And so I'm going to lead you through 4 different areas of how I think about business and talk about each one on how it pertains to Summit. And I want you to think of this in the term of color. So the first one is green for profit. How do we make money? What is that all about? Secondly is strategic ideas, which are blue. What is the strategy that the company employs? Red is operational. So we're going to talk about some red items. How do we do this? How do we do that? And then last is culture. And so culture is about what is that company like? What is it like to work there? What do they value? What do they not value? So those are the 4 areas. I'm going to start with profit and go through that. There's a lot of information here, guys. So I just do this so you have a context of hey, what is Summit like? Because every company is so different. And what you want to do is you want to go to work for someone that matches what you want, has the morals, the values, the philosophies, the operations, all of those things that you want. And when you do that, it works very well, and people do really well. When you make a mistake, it costs you 9 months of your life, 6 months of your life, 6 months worth of income, 3 months worth of income. It's pretty disastrous. In the core, which is a company I'll also own, myself and Rick Ruby, we're the ones who help people transition to companies. And so I'm speaking from experience when I've literally helped thousands of people through this process. So here's some things that I would want you to know about Summit. And Source, I want to know, we want to know a lot about you. Let's start with green items. So people have nicknamed us the team company because we're so good at teams. We believe in loan officer teams. We believe that you can close 3, 4, 5 loans a month without having team. And the industry has gotten harder, not easier. And you got to have teams, and you got to be all about teams. So we lead the nation in units closed per loan officer. That's something that tells you about a profit item. Our average loan officer in 2016 will make $277,000. Our average branch manager will make $390,000 running a branch. So almost $400,000 a year running a branch. We have 5 branch managers that will make a 7-figure income just from running a branch. So we believe in big branches. We believe if I could tell you something that we're really good at, it's taking that 30 unit a month branch to 60 to 90 to 120. We're really good at growing a branch. And that's one of the things I want to make crystal clear, that we're not about having little dinky branches. And one of the reasons for it is the branch manager can't make any money. Great, you're being paid 20 basis point override to oversee a branch that does 25 units a month. There's no real money there. But you run those numbers at 100 units a month or 200 units a month, it's a high 6 or 7 figure income. So just makes sense. Let's talk about products. That's one of the ways that we make money. So yes, we do conventional FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, and non-QM. 98% of mortgage loans, there were 7 million mortgage loans closed last year in 2015. 98% of them were some sort of government or conventional loan. Okay. So what's important in a company is how do we do that? So yes, we're like most mortgage lenders that do 1 to 4 unit properties, but what are the nuances? So first of all, we service a lot of our loans, and we do that because it allows us to close about 17% more loans than other lenders. And I'm talking about a true seller servicer. So it's not that we just have all of our designations with the agencies, but we actually do service the loans. Because if you don't do that, you can't do a lot of products. We'll do no credit score loans. We do all of our 203Ks in-house and draws. We do disaster loans, such as the FHA 203H loan when there's federal disasters. Escrow holdbacks, we do about 100 a month. So property needs work, we'll get it done after closing. It's a pretty easy process. We don't brag about this a lot, but we do manufactured homes, bank statement programs, true doctor loan. Our jumbo investors are Chase, Wells, Redwood, Elite, Associated, Everbank. There's 3 others. So on jumbo, what we've learned is we've really worked on the niche jumbo products. If right now, if you're going to put 30% down and you're a wage earner, and you got a bunch of money in the bank, the truth is Wells Fargo private banking is going to kill any private mortgage banker. But where you can have a lot of success is the bank statement programs, the 90% or 10% down jumbos, things like that, mega jumbos, all of these little niche products. And that's where we put our focus on those. On government lending, we're very aggressive. I grew up personally as a government lender, and we service almost all of our government business. So that's a big thing for us. It really is. Health benefits, we have full medical, dental, vision, short-term, long-term disability, life insurance, 401k, and deferred comp. So a lot of details involved in all that, but we have all of that for you guys. And we work really hard to make sure that that's just a great offering. Basic structure of pay and things like that. We have what we call enterprise branches, which is more P&L based, and we have just pure retail models. They're very similar. We don't differentiate anything beyond the two. They're both very entrepreneurial. There's a lot of power given to the branch manager, some high expectations given to all the branch managers. So they're two different pay models, but I'll be transparent with you. They kind of all come out about the same. Most of the overrides for the branch managers end up to be 10, 20, 30 basis points. That's pretty typical. I've, again, coached thousands of branches. I've had Summit for 20 years. I've had Core for 15 years. There's not a big variance in there. So what we focus on is volume. There's a big difference between a branch that's going to close 50 million in a year and a branch that's going to close 300 million in a year. So we focus on building bigger branches. Servicing, I mentioned we service, but it plays into profit a little bit because it's the only true way that we find that your past clients can be really an annuity for a loan officer. One of the grinds in our business is that you've always got to produce. Our philosophy is a little different than that. We believe that you can be such a good branch manager someday that you don't have to produce. But for the loan officers, your servicing becomes an annuity because we have trigger alerts when the past client pulls credit. You get a trigger alert. We have special discounts for refinances for past clients, and then we have a name, your picture, and the contact information for every loan officer on the servicing statements. So we work very hard to do that, and it's really created a great culture where you really, really have that glue with the past client that we're looking for. Let's change gears and talk about some big strategic things. Our history, we've been around 20 years. We're privately owned. I own 80% of the company. Rick Ruby owns 20% of the company. Rick and I are also partners in the core. So we're very close to the street. We really know what works, what doesn't work. And it's been a beautiful thing. We're not looking to go public. We're not looking to sell. We're not looking to do all those crazy things. It's just we want to run a really good company. Sometimes I tell people, hey, I'm 46 years old and I got a 6-year-old daughter at home, so I'm not going anywhere for a long time. I really love what I do, and I'm going to keep doing it. So as far as who we are as a company, we kind of fly under the radar screen. So there's about 10 companies, 15 companies significantly bigger than Summit in the nation. There's about 10 or 15 that are about our size. And then there's about 820 or 800 that are like $1 billion or less in volume. Within that mid-size range, we kind of fly under the radar. I like BMW cars, and I kind of like being BMW sells about 1/10 the amount of cars as Ford. But if you've ever driven a BMW as opposed to, say, a Ford Taurus, you really can feel the air conditioner works better. Everything's just better. And that's a lot of how we view ourselves in the marketplace. Our long-term vision is 5 years from now is to have 300 loan officers closing 10 loans per month. We're 9 months into that vision, so 4 years and 3 months we want to have that accomplished. We have 220 loan officers closing 7.3 deals a month now. So we're going to get there, and it doesn't need a lot of growth. We want our average branch to close 100 units a month. That's how the branch manager is going to make a lot of money. It's just common sense to us, really. And we want every loan officer to retire with no debt and $2 million in cash. So those are a few long-term, 5-year and longer visions for us to get to know us. We're in 38 states right now, have 90 locations. Our clients, we view our clients as the employee first, and then underneath that you have the referral partners like the builders and realtors. And then last but not least is the borrower. What we find strategically is that if the employee is super engaged and happy and loyal, and the referral partner is really happy, then the borrower's 98% of the time is going to be super happy. And so that's a big philosophy for us. What do we want in a branch? What are some attributes? We want a branch that's 70% or more purchase. As a company, we're 80% purchase year in, year out. So we don't do a ton of refis. A branch that can close at least 25 units a month, and then we can grow up from there. A 12-month history of strong profits, and a branch that is in the state, city, and location that we desire, where you don't want to be in every single location, so that's important. Some attributes we want in a branch manager strategically. We want a branch manager who manages by metrics, not feelings. A branch manager who has a big vision. You really want to take your career places. Number 3, you're a servant leader. You're not some egotistical crazy person. You really want to serve the people, change their lives. You're a great recruiter. A lot of branch managers just can't recruit their way out of a paper bag. You've got to be able to make calls out and go get people. It's how we grow. You're a company and team player. You see yourself as part of the team, which is hard for most high D type of personalities. We want control. We don't really like being part of a team. So I'm looking for someone who's kind of grown into that. Someone who's loyal. I'm a super loyal person. You got my back. I will help you the rest of your life and make sure whatever your dreams and aspirations are, I'm going to get you there. I expect the same in return. Someone who's coachable. No one knows it all, but there are people that know more than you. Be open to them. Okay, we have a lot of them. High moral character. This is very hard to change in people. If you have ethical issues or do bad things, just don't even call us because we're going to find out. It's just not who we are. And then lead by example. You truly lead people by example. They just follow you. It's the best way to lead. Okay, so those are some things we want in a branch manager. Those are some big strategic ideas. I know it's a lot. Let's get into operations. Here's some statistics. So I told you we lead the nation in loans closed per loan officer. That means we have got and groomed the best loan officers. We're really good at growing the 3-unit-a-month loan officer to the 6-unit-a-month loan officer to the 9, to the 12, to the 20. Okay, we're really good at that. This year we'll do $4 billion in closings. 30th in the nation in 2015 as far as volume in 2015. We have $2.6 billion in loan servicing. We have zero debt. We're a true seller servicer. We have 38 states, 90 locations, 80% purchase. Our average LO will make $272 this year. 88% of our clients have assistants, or loan officers. 88% of our loan officers have assistants. That's a big thing, guys. The only ones that don't are what we call mortgage loan apprentices. These are people that we're just getting into the business and we're teaching them how to be loan officers. Everyone else has assistants. Here's a big one. 71% of our loan officers are professionally coached. They actually pay either the core or a program that we call Summit Coaching. They pay for professional coaching. And they're on a conference call with the coach and 2 other big producers every 2 weeks, and they're learning from each other. They're given homework assignments. They're growing. They're given clear direction. There's a tracking system. It's just a beautiful thing. And so that's probably the secret to our secret sauce. Year to date, 94% of our loans closed on time, 95% closed smooth. That is gauged from asking the realtor and the borrower, and they both have to agree. So 94% of loans closed on time, 95% year-to-date smooth. I will challenge any mortgage lender in America that is the best stats of anyone in the nation. We're so committed and so good at closing loans on time and smooth, it's ridiculous. So because we know that's what's going to allow us to grow. So some other things, appraisal department. All of our appraisals are done in-house. We do not use a AMC. We just do it ourselves, and it's one of the biggest things we've ever done. I didn't realize at the time, years ago, when I made that decision, it would be such a great thing, but it trumps. We're getting appraisals in 5 days, 3 days, 7 days, and the competition's 14 days, 3 weeks, a month. Just crazy. Some key to our processes, just to continue with operations. Your operations manager has a daily video conference call with 1 underwriting lead and 1 closing lead. They're always the same, so they work in teams. And that team is the one that serves your branch. So it's very high touch, it's very relational, and the workflow is self-directed by the branch, not vice versa. So you say, hey, we're one day in underwriting, that's great, but I really need to put this one in front of everything else because it's a builder deal and we got to close in 8 days, and fine, done, and we just switch it around. So self-directed workflow and those daily huddles where they're doing this via conference call is very important. We have a daily loan committee. So you go to the underwriter, you disagree, you go to the head of underwriting, they disagree. At 2 o'clock Pacific time every single day, we have a 30-minute meeting to go over any loans that you or your team want to bring to loan committee saying, hey, I believe we should do this deal, and I've already been to my underwriter and the underwriter above her. They disagree. We're going to get an answer that day. It's a simple process we set up years ago, but a lot of people are amazed that we do that every single day. So that's a big thing for us. The other thing that I would tell you is that we're one day in underwriting. We have been for years. There has been twice in our 20 years that we haven't been one day in underwriting. So we're very good at that. Underwriting and closing in the branch. When the branch closes 100 plus units a month, we will put underwriting and funding in the branch, and some people really like that. There's reasons why we do that, and there's more to it than that, but a lot of companies won't do that. And we find that it's very important because once you reach a certain size, the problems become exponential. And when you do that, it really can change everything in the branch and just give you a lot better service. We focus on fast, so 23% of our loans close in 17 days or less. However, we put a lot more emphasis on the loan closing on time and smooth according to the realtor and the borrower. And when you come here, we'll show you how we do that specifically. Again, it's a little bit of secret sauce that we have in our company. A lot of people don't want to close in 8 days. Yes, we've got a 10-day close guarantee, but not everyone wants to close in 10 days. That's only certain circumstances where they want that to close. So it's important that people realize that. So let's talk about some marketing. You're with a national brand. That may not sound like a big deal, but you're backed by Summit in the core. It's a pretty powerful combination. It's probably the most powerful combination that you could ever see out there. The branch and LO websites are directly linked to Encompass for easy access. Branded and compliant turnkey online store offerings for printed materials, promotional materials, flyers, events. All that stuff is done for you. It literally is a click of a button. Marketing department that will customize marketing pieces for you. CRM that's fully tied into Encompass to support all the core forms. So that's a big win for us. Fully automated social media support. A lot of people don't have that. It's already done for you. You literally have to do nothing. And we use a lot of video technology. That's the other thing I would tell you. I think that there's a reason the average American watches 3 hours of television a day. They get more from a video than they do an email. Some other tidbits about technology. We use Encompass Banker for our platform. All of our email is on Outlook, and our CRM is totally built into our system, into our software system. So we have to show you that when you come here, and just we show you that during Red Carpet Day. Last, let's touch on culture. So our culture is do the right thing, excellence in everything we do, and show people you care. We believe if that guides our behavior, we're going to do pretty damn good. The company culture, a lot of people underestimate company culture. Patrick Lencioni is a famous author and consultant in businesses, and he says, people try this tricky this and this tricky that. He says it's really the company culture that's going to determine how well the company does. And so that's why we spend a lot of time on this. Some things that we measure. We have the live and die report that measures every single loan. Did it close on time and did it close smooth according to the realtor and borrower? We have automated borrower feedback, so they tell us how they feel about the loan process. It's very Uberish, so we'll show you that. Same with the realtors, so they tell us, realtors, builders, anyone who referred us the loan, they are also on a feedback system. And the loan officer rates the company on every single loan that closes. So the loan officer literally tells us, hey, I think we did this or that. On top of that, every 6 months, we do a very complete culture test that surveys anonymously every single employee in the company, rating us in 10 areas of the company, and we publish all that transparently to the entire company. So you can see how a branch feels, or how the overall employees feel, or just how the corporate office feels. You can compare and contrast different branches to one another. It's awesome. It's one of the best things we do. Some things that make us different. So obviously we're big into teams. We're very structured. So if you come here, we will show you, and we can even send this to you in advance, a book called How We Do It Here. It's literally all the best practices in how we run a retail branch. And people get that and they're like, whoa, there's video tutorials built into it. It's literally A to Z, soup to nuts, everything on how to run a retail branch. And then the other thing I'll tell you, and this is probably obvious, but if it's not, we're very good at and very into people development. Very important to everything that we do. So sometimes I tell people, hey, we're happen to be in the mortgage business, but we're really in the people development business. We have a process to promote and get person to one level to the next. We have a written process and procedures and coaching and training around how to get a dialer to a LP1 to a junior loan officer to a senior loan officer, how to get a greetings partner that answers the phone to an approval specialist, which is a processing position, to a loan manager, which is a senior processor, to become an underwriter. I mean, it's very, very, very focused on developing people. So in conclusion, some things that you may not know that you want to know. We're hard to get into. We open 1 to 3 branches a year, and we're very selective. They got to meet a very good criteria. And we got to, at the end of the day, believe that there's a match, a very strong match. So very important to us. We're not looking to be the biggest guys. It's just about being the best. We're very strong culture about getting better. Sometimes that's hard to live in because you got to admit your faults and you got to be okay with that and open to things like that. We believe every branch manager needs to save a lot of money. We believe that about loan officers too. No, it doesn't do any good just to make a lot of money and blow it. That's silly. So we're very into that wealth development. We like producing and non-producing branch managers. We like them both. I don't think one's better than the other. Depends on the person. So I just want to say that we believe in both. We love to develop young people into all sorts of different positions. It's part of what I was saying yesterday. I also own the core, so there's a natural attraction to us. Not a week goes by that loan officers don't contact us and they want to work for a core style branch. Well, because I own the core and I've coached thousands of branches across the country and loan officers, they're just naturally attracted. So that's kind of a built-in place where a lot of recruiting comes from. I don't outwardly recruit in the core, but it's just people contact you for lots of different reasons. Some ways to get some more information. So you can go to our website, summitfunding.net, summitfunding.net. You can go on YouTube. There's literally hundreds of short videos on how we run the company, all kinds of things that you can look at there. 2 channels we use on YouTube. One is Summit Smarts. That's all one word, Summit Smarts. And the other one is Summit Funding Inc., INC. All one word, Summit Funding Inc. The other thing that we can do is happy to share with you how we do it here book on how we run retail branches. It's exactly how we run a retail branch. It'll give you much more granular information than I can on this video. Probably a couple reasons to contact us. Hey, you're doing well, but you feel stuck. You think of yourself and you think you've got the skills and abilities to be a BMW, but you're driving a Ford Taurus and it's frustrating you. It's a big reason to contact us. You want to go to that next level. You want to go to graduate school instead of just high school. That's a big reason that you would contact us. Secondly, you have a desire to grow a branch at a very high level. Very important to us that you are growth minded, and if you're closing 40 units a month, you want to get to 80 or 100. Very important to us. It's part of our company culture. 3 things that we definitely want. We want a leader who's driven. I like people who are driven, like crazy driven, got those crazy eyeballs, okay? A leader who's coachable. You realize you do a lot of things well, but there's some things you need some coaching on. Very important to me. 3 is a leader who loves to help others. At the end of the day, a person who's very focused on helping others is always going to grow. And there are people that say they are about other people, but they're really not. For me, it's always been part of who I am. I never dreamed I'd be doing the things that I'm doing today. Never dreamed the core would be so successful. Never dreamed my company would be a mid-sized company dominating the industry. I just focused on helping people the best I could, and I have grown some skills that allow me to be pretty good at that. The process, you would contact us by phone first and say, hey, I just want to talk to somebody. We don't have a lot of layers in Summit, so we'll have you talk to someone, usually a regional that oversees that area. We've only got 4 of them, so there's not a lot. You have a phone interview, then we'll do a questionnaire, probably another phone interview, and then if we think there's a match, we'll have you out for a day for what we call Red Carpet Day. It's where we spend a day together. You meet everybody. We show you exactly how we do everything. There's a lot of relationship time where we take you to dinner and you get to know the executive team, things like that. So it's a great day. It's great. We just get great feedback on that. Couple ways to contact us. You're happy to send me an email at tscrima@summitfunding.net. That's my personal email. tscrima@summitfunding.net. Or my direct line is 916-571-3001, and I can get you pointed in the right direction. I probably wouldn't be the one calling you back, but it's a start if you need someone to contact. So, guys, I think that life is amazing. I think that our industry is amazing. I think we're very blessed to be in this. I hope that we can talk about possibly working together to bring you to new heights, because that's what we're all about. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this, guys. Make it a great day.